What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. I am Matt Primo, joined by my brother from another mother, Christian Valencia.
Hey, everybody doing?
And this is episode 115. And this week we got, actually, not even just this week and next week, we have some packed episodes. Shout out. This week, though, we are talking about some games that we have been playing recently. Diablo 4, Jedi Survivor. Christian's been playing that. I know a few weeks ago we talked about the performance issues and whether or not you should play it right now. Well, we actually have boots on the ground playing it, and we will tell you on whether or not you should be going by that
We literally had a
ASAP
three-way
or
doing it. Just saying.
ooh.
Just
Whether
saying.
you should be going to buy that game right now or whether you should be waiting, like we kind of hinted at a few weeks ago. Diablo 4, Christian and I played that, the server slam, a couple weeks ago. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. We're going to talk about Burning Shores. Lots of games that we're going to be talking about on this particular episode. And I'm ready to jump into it. So are you?
I'm always ready to jump inside. Yeah.
Well, then, this went from
Surprise.
rated R to rated X.
I'm ready.
I keep hitting my mic with my fucking hat.
Oh, damn it.
Uh,
Oh, damn it.
so next week, the PlayStation Showcase was tonight. It was a few hours ago. It was just not enough time for us to basically watch it and then recap it. So we're pushing off that till next week. And then Chris Norman's going to join us as well for episode 116 to talk about the
Mm.
Sony Showcase. But also next week, okay? Patreon.com/2game because we're doing a three-way Breaking Benjamin album
Yes.
rankings next
Yes.
fucking week, guys. And the only way you can get
So
access to
excited.
that content is by going to patreon.com/2game. But you know what? We're not going to talk about Patreon right now. We're going to kind of hint at that throughout the episode. So let's go ahead and fucking jump into our playlist before we jump into the shit ton of games that we have to talk about this week. Sir, it's been a couple weeks since I've talked to you. Have you been
Mhm.
watching anything different? By the way, breaking news. Okay, breaking news. If you saw it before you saw this podcast, just trust me. We had it first. Okay, the dub for Demon Slayer May fucking 28 on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll didn't even break this news. That's how it's weird. I understand, but we fucking broke it.
Got it
Okay.
straight from the presses.
Crunchyroll didn't even know when they were fucking releasing it.
They just know it when it shows up. That's all they know.
May 28th. I'm so fucking excited. I watched the trailer for it. Oh, yes. Yes. It looks hot, sir.
So I started watching a new anime. I forgot what it's. Oh, done. I just had it like right there, and it's right here, and it just
You had it on
disappeared.
your head?
I had it on my head, the top of my head, and tip of my tongue.
Been there, done that, got that
And
t-shirt.
yeah, it's definitely one of those. I started a new anime. I wouldn't say it's new. It was definitely an older anime, and it definitely was quite interesting.
New to
Um,
you?
New to me. Let me hold on. Let me do this real quick, and I can tell you right off because I'm gonna go
Well,
myself insane.
while you're
While
doing
you,
that, I will talk about my playlist.
I'm definitely, yeah.
I've only watched two things this past week. I watched Renfield, which we did that as a Patreon. I streamed it through our Discord. Again,
I watched some of that too.
patreon.com/2game. You get to we're gonna do it monthly now. We're streaming movies with the group. We're all fucking hanging out. And that was a good movie. It was like it was
It
good.
was decent. It was a decent movie.
Nicolas Cage, like, bruh, he needed to be in the movie way more than he was because he was fucking phenomenal as Dracula.
He was killing it. He was.
And then also, sir, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I saw it on Disney Plus the other day. Have you seen it yet?
No, I don't want to watch it.
Um, yeah, well, I'm not going to change your mind.
I figured not because what I watched of the trailer, I was like, nah, I'm good.
So I will say this: the first little bit of it is decent. I was kind of keeping up with it. I was not I wouldn't say invested in it. I was interested in it, and it was keeping my attention. And then I don't even know what, maybe it was like the hour mark. It was just like, okay, I'm kind of just fucking tired of watching this, to be honest with you. Like,
I'm
there's
done.
nothing interesting going on here. It's basically just a huge CGI fest. And it's just I'm not I don't care about any of these characters, even though one of them I've spent like fucking what, 7 movies with up to this point.
Yeah.
So it was very lackluster. Kang, Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang, regardless of his shit in the news and whatnot, we're not going to get into any of that. But I thought he was pretty good as Kang. I thought he was pretty good. He didn't get a whole lot to work with. I was expecting him to be in it a little bit more. And then there was complaints about whether like Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas should have been in the movie more. I disagree. I think they should have been in the movie less. We got almost no time with Ant-Man and Wasp. Like, they're like together, but you wouldn't fucking know that from watching the movie because they literally have almost no interaction the entire movie, which is kind of fucking dumb.
Right.
So overall, I thought the story was, it had potential, but they just didn't have a lot of depth to it and just wasn't executed properly. Overall, I think I ended up giving it 2.5 stars, and that's kind of being generous. I bounced back and forth between 2 and 2.5. It's definitely, I wouldn't say bottom tier of Marvel, but it's like that tier right above it. I think it's better than the Eternals. I think it's better than Captain Marvel, Black Widow. It's not as good as the other Ant-Man movies. So if just kind of, it's just in that little range where it's just like, okay, like a one-time watch kind of thing for me, and I was
Yeah.
good. And if I never see it again, it'll be too soon.
That's fair. I can't argue this. I don't want to
I
watch
mean,
it at all.
I mean, are you interested in anything Marvel's putting out right now? I'm not.
I'm not. No. Mm-mm. Not even a little
You
bit.
you remember back in the day when we actually, when
Fucking
it came
Iron Man
time for
coming out. We're
the
like, oh, Iron Man. Fuck yeah.
yeah, like all the fucking movies came out, you're like, oh, dude, I'm going to see that fucking opening weekend because one, you don't want to get
Right.
spoiled. Two, you were just fucking excited to go see it. Now it's like, I mean, if I get spoiled, I don't even fucking care, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like if you show me the ending of it, that's fine. I don't really give a shit by
Which
any means.
which I'm going to do a minor. It's probably not even a minor. It's actually kind of a big spoiler. Do you care?
Nope. Not even a little bit.
So spoiler alert. Click over, skip like, I don't know, a minute ahead. Okay, because I won't talk about this very long. Modoc is in the movie.
I heard, and he looks horrible.
No, he looks fucking fantastic.
From what I
But not
saw of it,
not in a
he
good
looks like
way.
dog shit. He looks like dog shit. They
So
were
you
it looked like
remember
they were making fun of him.
that? Yeah, they are. You remember Hornet from the first movie, Darren?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes. So when he got shrunk down into the quantum realm, they he fucked with him. So he has this huge head and like Humpty Dumpty arms and legs.
Jesus Christ.
It's so fun. It is legitimately the best part about the entire movie. Modoc was the best part,
That's
and then
funny.
Ant-Man and him have to work together a little bit. It's awesome, sir. It's awesome.
That's funny.
But other than that, oh, spoilers cut. Other than that, the movie wasn't that great, which is sad.
It's sad. Very sad.
But that's all I've
Oh
been
god.
watching, sir. What did you find? What you were
I
watching
did.
over
I
there?
found it. I found it. It's called Beast Tamer on Crunchyroll. It is all dubbed. It's not an older, but it is an older. It was probably like 2, 3 years old. It's got all the episodes dubbed, and it's literally this guy gets kicked out the heroes party that's got to go kill the demon lord. Gets kicked out because he's a beast tamer. Well, come to find out, he is quite powerful, and he didn't know about it. So they have these called special beings, like a dragon hybrid, a cat hybrid, fairies, and god spirits that he contracts with because he's a beast tamer, and he gets their powers or modified powers. to improve his powers. Typical beast tamer in that world can like tame one animal at a time. He can do like 30, 40 in one sitting before he got those powers.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knows that. So it's actually quite like the whole story never like dropped off for me, which was really weird because you're like, oh man, like 3 episodes in, we're like, God damn, it's over with. But I was like, I gotta keep watching. I just gotta keep watching. I have finished it in probably 2 days, maybe a day and a half, being generous. Um, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
I wonder if I've seen this manga at Second and
You
Charles.
probably have. You probably have.
Is there one
Like I
called
said,
Beast
it's not a
Stars?
newer one. No, it's Beast. No, there's just Beast Tamers right now.
No, I'm saying like there's not a manga or an anime called Beast Stars.
Maybe I think so. Oh, I think that's the ones where they're just straight up monsters. They're all beasts.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's
that's what I'm
dirty,
thinking of.
sir. That's dirty, sir. You don't watch that one.
I don't want to watch that one.
Not in public.
Not in public.
It's definitely one of those.
So, if I watch this and it makes me horny, is that considered like? Do I want to like fuck animals? Bestiality?
There. So I'm just looking at Beast Stars right now. Okay.
Don't fucking change the subject on me.
I know. I said I'm looking up Beast Stars right now. Okay. For those who don't know, it is literally a manga and an anime. There's an anime. And basically they are pretty much all act like humans, and they have different problems. Okay.
Mhm.
They all there's drug use, bullying, personal ambitions, desires. They pretty much have human issues, but they're all monsters and beasts, every one of them. And there's fan service as well.
Ooh. Again, I need to know, is this bestiality? Because I need to know if I'm gonna feel weird about talking about this in public.
I would go yes. I mean, there's a lot more. There's a lot more like killing and fighting. Supposedly, is what I've told. I haven't watched it, but I'll definitely let you know. I'll take the bullet.
I'll take that bullet. I'm posing a good question here. Like I need to know where we stand at. That's all I need.
I mean, it's fake, so it's fine. It's fine.
So is that what we're going with? Is it fake?
That's what we're going
It's
with.
okay.
That's all right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, I'm okay with that. If as long as we all agree.
Let's see.
It's fine.
Let's see if I can do this. Let's see.
I don't know. I think. What do you think is like? How many people do you think have to agree on something for it to be considered like true?
I don't
the
know.
way, you know.
I don't know. I don't have that answer, sir. I wish I did.
I feel like I have you speechless right now, sir.
I'm gonna go with it's fine. It's totally fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. That's what I'm going with. Fuck it. Fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Fuck them if they can't take a joke. Yep. Motto of my life. Next to it sucks to suck.
It does suck to suck.
All right. Now that we posed that very life-changing question, have you been listening to anything, sir?
I actually have not listened to anything really. I've been busy to do that, to be honest with you. Past couple of days have been, I mean, I throw on Pandora. Let me put it that way. Pandora shows up. I have Slipknot plays, Breaking Benjamin plays, the whole 9 yards, the normal shit. But the whole 5-minute trip I have to work, with the wife at the other end, she don't want to listen to that shit in the morning.
You know what? You got to lay it down on her, man. Be like, hey, look here, woman.
Sir,
this is how it's gonna fucking go.
Sir, we both know how that works.
This is what you say in your this is what you say in your head. You don't really say it out loud.
I got it. Yeah, you don't say it out loud. No.
This is what you play in your head when you're thinking about how you're gonna go off on her.
I still have my teeth.
Exactly. So I have been listening to an ungodly amount of music. Now, maybe not as many bands as I've been listening to lately, but been listening to these just handful of bands just non fucking stop. Now, I'm gonna get the two out of the way that you already know about. Stained, been listening to them. I'm reviewing Break the Cycle on our Patreon, patreon.com/2game. It's part of our Wall of Death podcast, which again, you only get access to by going to patreon.com/2game. I do music reviews on there every single fucking week, and it's voted on by Patreon. Last week, I did Adele. So it's not just rock music, okay? It's not just metal. Sometimes I branch
Speaking
out.
of, your favorite band's coming to Mississippi. Just so you know.
Wait, what?
I said your favorite band's coming to Mississippi.
What band is that?
You know what band it is, sir.
I don't know what band it is.
Oh, yes, you do.
You fucking tell me what band it is.
Chili Peppers?
Oh, fucking ruined.
I told you it's your favorite band.
Ruining the podcast right there. I ain't want to listen. I don't even want to do this anymore.
I don't even want to. I'm just done. I'm done.
I'm Lindsay. I'm having a fucking seizure over here.
Seizure. That's fair. I don't blame you.
So
I just thought
Stained.
I'd see if there's a rant involved.
I'm trying to be a good boy.
Prying. I was prying in there.
You're trying. You're trying. I'm gonna be a good boy, and I'm just gonna say no, thank you. So Stained, Breaking Benjamin, because I'm trying to refamiliarize myself with the albums that I can rank them. What's Dark Before Dawn? I listened to that the other day, and you know what? Look,
it's grown on you.
I wouldn't go that far. But it's better not.
It's better when it was.
It's better than what I remember. I was listening to it. I'm like, dude, I kind of fucking dig this. Like, why did I not like it? And then I forget what song it is. I listen to it. I'm like, oh, this is why I don't like it.
This is the one. That's right there.
But they got some good songs on there. So I need to listen to Ember a couple more times. I need to listen to Dark Before Dawn. I don't need to listen to Phobia or the first 4 albums. I don't fucking need to do that. I mean, I fucking know those albums.
Aurora.
And the what?
Aurora.
I think
that is a Breaking Benjamin album. They have an original song on there, sir.
I'm debating on whether I need to do that.
Sir, they made a song just for that album, so you gotta have to.
Fuck that album.
That's fair. I can't argue that.
So now to the bands that I really want to talk about and the ones that I've been listening to the most. And you need to write these the fuck down. Okay. Sleep Token. They just came out with a new album. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. Going into that brand new album, I wouldn't say that I was excited. I was interested in it because people were calling it a masterpiece. And if you call something a fuking masterpiece in music, 100% I'm going to go fucking listen to it. 100%. It's kind of like the pizza reviews. When someone says it's the best pizza of all time or the best pizza in a state or whatever, he's going to go check it out. Same thing. You call something a masterpiece, I'm going to go check it out. So they were calling the new Sleep Token record a masterpiece. So I listened to it, didn't have high expectations because I didn't like the album before. And they just never clicked with me until I listened to this album. And it's fucking amazing. I'm going to struggle to not call it a masterpiece when it's all fucking said and done. It's that fucking good. I don't want to give it 5 stars yet. I feel dirty, but it has that potential.
I feel dirty.
Really, really fucking good album. Periphery, been listening to their double album, Alpha and Omega. Fucking great. Great. Definitely check that out. Veil of Maya, they just came out with a new album called Mother. And that's fucking good as well. It's probably not for you, though. Probably not for you. But I enjoyed it. And then Currents, of course, I've been fucking listening to them because they're here to stay. For sure.
They're amazing.
But Sleep Token is the only thing taking me away from Currents right now. I listened to 200 of their songs this past week.
That's it.
Sleep Token. Sleep
Rookie
Token.
numbers.
Just Sleep Token
numbers.
alone. Yeah, those are probably rookie numbers. There's probably some dude out there. What a fucking pussy.
I listened to their pre-shit.
I listened to
there in their backyard
200 times in a day, bitch. I listened to that shit when I was a nom.
That's fair.
All right. Fair. So that's enough of the playlist. Let's jump in and talk about some motherfucking games, yo.
I'm ready for that.
All right.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Tears of the Kingdom. I talked about last week. Chris was on the podcast. We talked about that. Y'all go check out that podcast. That is almost an hour worth of us talking about just the first 5 hours of the game.
Yeah, I have to go buy it. I just haven't. Because I figured if I go buy it when it came out, there would be no copies.
Walmart didn't have any copies when I went and looked. Because I had it pre-ordered, but I wanted to get it early before GameStop opened, and I couldn't find anything anywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Especially
now. It is. It's better than Breath of the Wild, sir. It's better.
Oh, I guarantee that. I plan on buying it. It's just time. Time.
Yeah. I recommend people go check out the episode from last week.
And yet I'll still probably beat it before you.
Sir.
Shout out?
Definitely fucking shout out. I'm at like 10 to 12 hours, somewhere up in there so far. Really fucking loving it, guys. Highly recommend going and check it out. Chris is on the podcast, like I said, next week, so I'm sure we'll talk about Tears of the Kingdom a little bit more then. So I don't want to spend too much time on Tears of the Kingdom for this episode.
Right.
We got Burning Shores to talk about, we got Diablo 4 to talk about, and we got Jedi Survivor. Okay, so Christian and I played Diablo. Let's go ahead and fucking talk about that a little bit. So this was my first chance. It was Server Slam, aka SummerSlam. WWE, bitch.
They fixed a lot of the problems from the first time.
It was a great time, sir. It was a great time. I didn't have any issues with the game whatsoever.
I only had issues at the end of the session, I guess you would say, when they were shutting down the servers.
Oh yeah,
I didn't tell anybody, so that's when we started having issues. But I'll explain those later.
I mean, you explain them now if you want.
Oh no, so when they shut down the servers, or they were attempting to shut down the servers, they didn't tell anybody they were doing it. They didn't tell us what time, or they didn't tell us like 5 minutes. Hey, servers shut down. But it was like what, 2:00 in the middle of Sunday? Like it wasn't like the end of the night. Like, so me and Dan were trying to load into the main city, like to TP, teleport.
TP from a bunghole.
But yeah, you would not teleport. You could not do anything. So, but you could continue the mission. But at the end of the mission, when you were trying to go to another whatever portal or wherever the mission ended, you would just respawn. Like it would go to the loading screen, load, and you respawn right where you went in to that portal. But yet, maybe let me run all the way back. By the time I ran all the way back to the beginning of the dungeon, that's when the servers went kaput.
I am curious why they decided to cut it so early. Like, why didn't you wait
10 minutes? Like, not even 10 minutes, like 20 minutes of me, back and forth trying to do shit, and wouldn't let me do anything.
So dumb.
So, I don't know.
Like, let us fucking play, dog. Like,
right.
what is 5 more hours?
Right?
What is 5 more hours?
And I don't think some people get off of work, man. Some people get off at work 3:00 on a Sunday. So shit, let them play.
So I know Christian kind of shared his thoughts on the previous beta. This time I played 2 or 3 sessions of this beta. I can't remember. I know I played one with you and Dan. I did play one with Eric and Carmen, which that is on the YouTube channel. By the way, there's a link in the description below. If you're listening to the audio only format of this episode, there's a link to our YouTube channel for this particular episode. While you're there, like, subscribe, do all that good shit for the channel. Really helps us get our names out there. It helps us be searchable and shit like that. So by doing so, really helps us. So please like, share, subscribe, the whole fucking 9 yards, okay?
Help us, help you, help us.
Okay. What he said. And we have I think it's like a 40-minute long episode of a Let's Play demo of Server Slam. So you can go check it out there if you want. I chose Necromancer. Now, typically when I play games like this, I am a barbarian. I am the guy that likes to fucking get in there all nice and deep like and just beat the shit out of people, okay? No defense. We've said this on the podcast since the beginning of time, okay?
But on my Let's Play series, mention that. Like I'm playing like Matt. I'm no defense, just attack. I'm being serious. Like the Let's Play for Dead Island 2, there's a couple of spots where I'm just eating hits, like almost dying. I'm like, I'm playing like Matt.
Hey, no defense. I just like to be balls deep in people.
I don't blame you. It's fantastic.
So it was kind of out of character for me to choose Necromancer. It's kind of, I mean, you're still kind of balls deep in people, but you're definitely having like henchmen kind of do your work for you.
Basically a gangbang.
Yes.
There's a lot. You had a lot of people.
I did. I love how you were like, bro, are you ever gonna like stop raising these people? No.
Dude, like he would like no lie. I wish we recorded it. Like me and Dan would literally attack half his people because we thought they were enemies. Because he would just spawn up out of nowhere. Like, yep. Bro.
I was legitimately, every time that we would kill a bunch of enemies, I would raise them again to kind of re-heal them and whatnot. And yeah, it was there's a lot of them. I think I had like 6 of them.
Yeah, you did. It was fantastic.
So Necromancer was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think, am I going to stick with Necromancer going into the actual game, which comes out in 2 fucking weeks, guys. Less than 2
From
weeks.
What I heard, you keep your character. I'm just saying.
The Server Slam thing said this was not going to carry over to the game.
So how do you keep over your level 20 stuff that you get for free?
That's a good question.
Because if you got to level 20 at the Server Slam, you got free like cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to get a bag and some cosmetic for your mount when you get a mount. So just saying.
That'd be cool. I mean, I would love to start where I'm at. Right. That'd be great.
Right.
Did you watch any of the cutscenes?
I did, actually. Same cutscenes were from the first server. The first time they had the beta, I watched them. So I didn't did not rewatch them again because they were the same from last time.
Yeah, I was kind of the I was of the mindset that I didn't really give a shit about story or any of that. So I think I watched the first
we watched was the one in the church. Was the
I watched that one, and then the very first cutscene, like to start the game, I watched that just to get kind of a feel for it and whatnot.
Right.
But other than that, I skipped it all. I didn't really give I didn't give a shit about it. I wanted to play the game and see how it was. The story will come later. Shout out.
I mean, when we have the game, when we can watch it all we want.
Exactly. So my question to you is, are you buying the Ultimate Edition to get this 4 days early? Or are you just going to buy it for the when it originally launches?
It's already bought.
Oh, this dude said, I'm getting it 4 days early, bitch.
Dude, I am getting it 4 days early, and I got I think the $80 or $70 one.
Mm-hmm. The Ultimate Edition.
I got the Ultimate Edition. That's what I got and what I'm told, it crosses over, so I can use it on my Xbox or I can use it on my PC, because I have downloaded the beta for my PC.
That would
and
be
I didn't buy
fucking
none.
cool.
I did not buy anything, except for the one on the PlayStation, because I
Oh,
downloaded the beta and played with or attempted to play with Brian and Corey. I
mm-hmm.
wasn't high enough level at the time. I was
I
new.
tried seeing if they wanted to play, and they didn't fucking say anything to me.
Yeah, no, I wasn't the first time. The first time, I don't think they re-downloaded the
Oh,
second
okay.
time.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
the
they left me
first.
fucking high and dry. I was like, hey guys, let's do a gangbang. Like, let's get all together and fucking let's
That's
gank
fair.
these guys,
Right.
But no, I mean, no offense to Eric and Carmen. I mean, I had a great time with y'all, but I was expecting more.
That's what she said.
And indeed. But yeah, I had a great time. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as my character goes. If I'm going to stick with Necromancer, or if I'm going to, or maybe if I'm going to play like the first hour a few times with different characters. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's kind of up in the air at this point, but highly enjoyed it. I got the pre-order at GameStop to get the fucking Steelbook edition, which looks fucking dope, by the way. And that is basically the only reason why I am not playing that shit 4 days early, because I don't get a Steelbook with it.
That's fair. That's fair. My biggest pet peeve of the whole thing is still the skills. So you got to see firsthand what the
Yes.
skills look like. They're fucking horribly put together compared
The
to the
UI for it is
other
bad.
three. The other three compared to, yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, the UI is bad. It doesn't really tell you, it doesn't really show you what your it doesn't show you what those move sets are. So it's kind of hard to say. You look at this one and it's like, oh, that sounds kind of fucking cool. But when you actually do it in fucking real life after you already spent your skill points for it, it's like, wow, this move kind of sucks. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look cool at all. And it's
Mm-mm.
not even doing any that much damage. It's little blood
You
spikes.
have
That's
to be
all it is.
familiar. You have to be literally familiar with the characters because all the spells and all the moves are all the same for the most part from every other Diablo. Like for Barbarian, they have the whirlwind, they have leap, they have the war cries, they have all those. They do other things now. I mean, not fully other things, but they do quite a bit different things. They don't last nowhere near as long, shout out. Um, but there's also a lot of hidden skills that you can unlock. Like you can unlock thorns now for barbarians, but you can also find them in armors. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to only be able to find them in armor, the thorns. And thorns do a lot for barbarian. Every time they take a hit, that's more damage towards the people that are hitting you, on top of what you are already doing. So like for your necromancer, I'm sure you needed corpse explosion, um,
I think I
raise the
had
dead,
that.
obviously, golems, you need those.
Dude, that scythe that I had,
That
so
side was
fucking
hot.
sick.
The thing
So
was hot.
sick. it, if I play with Necromancer, it'll be because I had that scythe.
Well, there's multiple builds because when I did Diablo 2, when the remake came out, I did a necromancer. And you can either do straight up army build or you can do DPS build. But still have the stuff, but you have other skills other than because your DPS, you kill something, you can blow it up, the dead body. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a horde of people and you blow up multiple bodies, it's literally a grenade launcher next to their feet. And it
That'd be
does
dope.
damage. It does damage. So there's that.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about playing Diablo 4 when it comes out, sir.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
Um Now let's talk about Jedi Survivor
Mm.
before we jump into the last little game that we're gonna talk about, or DLC. That's what I've played. But Christian has played Jedi Survivor a couple weeks ago. We talked about it. I think it was Chris and I about the performance issues and shit like that. It was getting some bad rap on PC for sure.
Yep.
So Christian, let us know,
Ah.
man. Do I need to go buy this game like ASAP, or is this something that I put in my backlog, which it is? You're not gonna change my mind about
Um,
that, but can other people put it in their backlog?
if you were following from Jedi Fallen Order, you pretty much want to go play Survivor. Survivor fixed a lot of what was wrong with Fallen Order and then also improved the cosmetics. Sword fighting, lightsaber fighting is so fun. You literally can. It's more open world from the previous. I literally sat in one world doing all kinds of shit, unlocking shit to increase your character. A lot of chests have cosmetics like a beard. Put a beard on Cal Kestis.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You can find other obviously shirts and stuff. They're all cosmetic. That doesn't do has anything to do with anything. I also have a white lightsaber. Just saying. It's fucking
That's fucking
hot.
hot.
It's not
Changing
red
the coat.
because they don't give you red till the end. They give you get blue, green, indigo, purple, pink, orange, and white for your color choices.
Orange would
I
be
don't
pretty cool.
I didn't see a fucking red, but whatever. Um your skills is big pain in the ass. There's you have your survivor skills, you have your lightsaber skills, and you have your force. You level up based on, finding stuff, investigating stuff, and then killing. Bosses give you a lot more experience. You also find hidden force objects that you can get a lot of experience from. But if you buy the first beginning of your skills, everything costs like 2 skill points. And skill points are hard to get. They did add tokens that increase your damage for lightsaber fight or increase force power or reduce damage that you receive, blah blah blah. Or you can break their block faster. Um, you can collect a bunch of those hidden things, and they stack up like one. It's like can't think of that game. It's one with the skulls, not the skulls, the bugs that you had a bunch of DLCs for. I can't think of it.
Bugs? Like grounded?
No, it was one of the ones. It wasn't Hades. It wasn't Dead Cells, but the other one we were playing.
Oh, Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight. It's like Hollow Knight. You know how you get those special tokens that
Yes.
do different things the same way for on this one. Like one will take 2 spots, or this one will take 1 spot, or this one will take 3 spots in one sitting, which is kind of shitty because some of them are not worth 3 spots. Um, the story is fantastic so far. I've probably played about 8 hours so far, and I haven't even scraped the top of the story from what I've seen. The voice acting is fantastic. Um, there's a lot of drama in it that I didn't expect. That makes me pray to everything in holiness that Cal Kestis goes Sith. To say, not spoil. It's not spoiling anything, not at all, because all Jedi's go through 2 rage moments.
I mean, they do, technically.
Go through rage, and I just want to like tip it. Just go. I need that red lightsaber. I just need you to bleed your lightsaber, your kyber crystal, and I'd be happy. That's all I need you to do.
That'd be dope.
Because it's not a spoiler, but there's a character that bleeds his right in front of Cal, and I was like, yes, this is going to be fantastic. And then I had to fight him, and I was very sad. I was like,
Have you had any issues with it?
No, I haven't had any performance issues. I haven't had any lagging. And I even like played it to where like how you download it and like it's ready to play, but it's still downloading.
Yes.
So I tried to see if I could make a problem. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a voice over was low, took a little longer or whatever. Dude, it was smooth sailing the whole time. Never had any issues while it was downloading. I was fighting people, killing people left and right. The fighting is definitely way more better. Mo better.
I made this comparison because IGN made this comparison on one of the reviews. It says, shit. The first one is kind of like Arkham Asylum. Fallen Order is like Arkham Asylum, whereas Survivor is like Arkham City in comparison to how they improve the game from one game
Yes.
to the next.
I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, they did a lot of improvements, but they didn't fix everything. If I slash a stormtrooper in the face with a fucking lightsaber, I should cut his head off. That's just my opinion.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, you do dismember. I mean, some things like some arms will come off.
Is that game rated T for teen or is it M?
I think it's M. I'm not 100% on that. But like I said, you can cut off some arms. You remember the monster from Empire in the snow monster with
Yes.
Luke.
Yep. Yep.
You can cut his arm off, and you fight him. Yeah.
Now, is that violence or is that just a homage to the OG movies?
The only way you can do it is when he captures you. That's the only time you can do it. So
Oh,
maybe
that's a
homage.
fucking Easter egg. That's homage. Doesn't count.
Homage all day.
Doesn't count as violence.
Mm-mm. But a lot of their the finishing moves, like you know, kind of like God of War. You know, you get them down far enough. There's a finishing move. Some of them are pretty badass. Like he link smashes somebody. You know how you come down with sword. He does that to somebody, and it's
I
fantastic.
too like to use the smash technique for my finisher.
It doesn't last that long.
Yes.
Here comes the finisher.
Smash.
Already?
Detroit Smash.
Oh yeah. But
So
yeah,
you recommend people go
definitely
check it out,
Oh,
buy it.
it's definitely worth the buy. Like I told you when I saw you that I was debating on, like, man, I'm gonna see if I can wait till, like I did Fallen Order when I got it for free. Like, oh no, after playing Fallen Order and then going and watching people play, like I watched gameplay, but not like spoiler gameplay, I guess you would say. But after watching gameplay, I was like, I'm done. I gotta go buy it. So I bit the bullet
Bought.
and bought and
It's in the
played
cart.
and played for 8 hours that day.
Dude, I'm telling you, I had 4 days off in a row this past weekend, which is kind of unheard of for me. And I played through a lot of games. I played through Tears of the Kingdom a little bit. Diablo, well, that was last weekend, so I guess that doesn't really count. Burning Shores, played through that almost that entire DLC in the span of 2 days. So time to talk about that because if y'all have been following the podcast for any length of time, especially this past year, y'all know that I fucking love Horizon Forbidden West. It's one of my favorite games of all time, top 10. It was one of the best. I don't know if I'd call it one of the best gaming experiences. I wouldn't put it in the realm of like Elden Ring or like Breath of the Wild, where it just has like a profound effect on my life or anything like that. But
Right.
it was definitely a great experience and a great game. Had a lot of fun with it. So when the DLC got announced, Burning Shores, you're going to have this fire lava biome. I was like, fuck yes, sign me the fuck up now. Let me play that shit. So does it live up to my expectations? Is it good DLC to go buy right the fuck now? And should you be wasting 10 to 15 hours of your life going to do this shit, right? So I think it is a pretty damn good DLC. I think it is worth playing for sure. I do have some issues with it. First off, we're going to go through the issues first, and we'll talk about how much I love it. One of the first issues is the fact that they kind of marketed it as a fire lava flame biome, right? Where it is basically that's going to be the entire area. And I mean, there's lava there, but it almost doesn't really play a huge part into the actual gameplay. There are definitely lava sections, but it doesn't really affect your traversal of the area whatsoever. They give you one cauldron theta, that you get included with the DLC, and you have to, like, a little freeze canister drops and it explodes because of the heat of the lava. But that's legitimately the only thing that happens because of that particular biome. So it's kind of a letdown, honestly. But with that being said, it looks fucking amazing in the midst of the burning shores, the islands. I think in comparison to how this area looks in comparison to the rest of the game, this was a complete 180. Like, this is completely night and day in comparison to how the base game looks. I absolutely loved going through this area, going through the different islands, the water, the the torn down buildings and shit like that, right? That all looked amazing. So, it's kind of like a give and take kind of thing. Yeah, the biome didn't really make much sense. It didn't really serve a purpose ultimately, but it looked fucking good though. So, I mean, it is what it is.
That's all that matters.
Next up, we have the actual story. The story's not an issue. The story is actually pretty damn good. The issue with the story is it's part of the DLC and not part of the base game. So I'm sure everybody has already heard about this. Do you care about spoilers, sir?
Nope.
Spoiler alert for Burning Shores. You can skip ahead a minute or so, whatever, if you want. It has been made the news on Aloy having a girlfriend. She's lesbian.
Yeah, I heard all that already.
So for me personally, I wasn't like hesitant or anything like that. It was kind of like, okay, I hope I hope that your story's just good. Okay, I hope the character development is there, and I hope they surface the characters in a way that it fucking makes sense. That's all I care about. Okay,
that's all.
and for the most part, they do a great job of kind of developing that relationship between her and Seika. Love that portion of the game, of the DLC, actually. Like, that was some of the best moments of the DLC and some of the most memorable moments in the entire game for me, for sure. Because it felt like you got attached to both of them. Whereas, I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, can I name multiple characters outside of Aloy?
No. I mean,
No, because
obviously
I don't really
Lance's
care
character,
about them.
but
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about them all that much. So they did a great job of making me care for Seika and Aloy's relationship in this particular DLC. The issue with it is, and the issue that I have with it is the fact that it's in the DLC. So it feels kind of like a cop out. Like, if you didn't play this portion of the game, if you only played the DLC, you never got this story. So when they tell future stories, it's going to be, oh, hey, where did this fucking person come? Why are they making out? Oh, I didn't play the DLC. Didn't fucking realize that shit. So I wish they would have put that in the base game and not the DLC. That's my it's a nitpick. I get it, but I think it would have serviced her character a lot more if they would have put it in the base game rather than
I
the
mean, it would have
DLC.
definitely been a better story building. You'd have already had that background story for when that actually come to fruition.
Exactly. As far as the missions, I thought the missions were great. I thought they were some of the best missions in the game. The other issues that I have with the DLC, they make you go find like figurines like as collectibles. You have to do like aerial captures where you follow a track. And you know, the when you went to a certain spot and you used your little like, camera, it took a picture of it, and it showed you like the past. It's kind of similar to that, but you have to fly through this area. And while you do get to see the landscape and whatnot, you're not really paying attention to it because you're trying to keep track of where you're fucking flying, because you fly too far away from it, and you get torn off the mission. You have to start all over again. So it's more tedious than it is anything.
Right.
And I didn't really care for that aspect of it. I wish they would have put some relic ruins in there. We only got one that I'm aware of. So you got that one, and you got the figurines, which were okay. They were fine. I mean, they were kind of hidden and whatnot. And I wish they would have added some. They had one enemy base camp in the entire DLC. I wish they would have put
One.
like yeah, just one.
Wow.
Put like three of them in there, man. Like
Right.
I get it.
Like
They're
have
all
two
kind of
really big ones.
shut out.
Indeed.
But yes, I wish they would have just added a little bit more to that. And then there was only like two extra side quests on top of
That's
that. I get it.
boring.
It's DLC. I shouldn't expect a huge fucking game, right? But I think there could have been a little bit more. A little bit
Yeah,
more.
definitely.
Maybe I'm just greedy. I don't know. That's just me.
No, you're it's definitely it's merited. Like you definitely if you're paying for a DLC, paying $20 and you get say 5 side missions and 2 story missions and then 5 things to go find, that's not worth it. It's not worth
No,
it.
I don't. I wouldn't say that it's not worth it. I by all means, I don't regret spending the money to buy
Oh
it.
no, and that's not what I'm
You
getting at. It's more what I'm getting at is you're not giving me my money's worth, I guess you would say.
mm-hmm.
I'm just
You
saying in
get.
general.
I want to say it's 6 story missions, and then you get an epilogue with her and Silence, which was nice. I mean, I don't know if they added in that in after his death, but I did like that little aspect, and it was literally legitimately just a talking conversation, and you got
Right.
experience points for it. But I thought that was a nice little touch to the DLC for sure. Trying to think of some other things. They did have some pop in issues, which I figured they would have had that fixed, but that was in the base game too. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of
Right.
pop in. I don't really give a shit about that. It's just I wanted to point it out to everybody.
Right.
And
Understandable.
so does this elevate the base game for me? Does it make the entire game amazing? I look, I loved all of it. I got the platinum on the base game. I got all the trophies on the DLC, and I don't regret any of it, guys. That was a fucking great experience. They did add a bunch of new skills, and you got a new weapon called a Spectre Gauntlet, which is kind of like imagine a stormtrooper shooting a machine gun kind of thing.
Did you get the new bow?
I got all the legendary weapons, sir.
Did
They were
you
fucking
find the
good.
special bow?
What special bow?
The one with that shoots like the little suction cup things?
Suction cups.
There was it suction cups. It was something childish. Like it did no damage, it didn't do anything. It was there for cosmetically funny.
Oh no, I must have missed that.
Yeah, there's a hidden one that's what I was gonna tell you, but I was gonna let you see if you could find it. Because they announced it back when they announced Burning Shores that there was a bow that's like it's like a Nerf bow, basically
Mm-hmm.
in a nutshell, and it's really just cosmetically funny.
Oh no, I fucking
And
missed that.
you get it from a certain character. I mean, get it from a certain monster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I miss. Now I feel like I'm not incomplete, and I have to go back and try to find it.
Oh no.
But yeah, guys, I absolutely love Burning Shores. I love the base game, Forbidden West. It is one of the best open world games I've ever played. And I highly recommend people go check it out for sure. Um, they added, I think, 2 or 3 new machines. By the way, okay, real quick, the final fight against the Horus. You know, the big motherfucker with the tentacles and shit like that. All right,
Yep.
the final fight, cinematic wise, it is one of the best in-game missions I've ever played. It was better than anything in the base game. The
Okay.
cinematic feel of it, it felt like I was legitimately like the world was ending kind of thing.
Okay.
Like it felt like a huge fucking moment. The way they presented, you're running, trying to chase it, and dude, it felt so fucking cool. Like it was badass.
Okay.
With that being said, the boss fight, a lot of people are kind of complaining about it. You know, the camera. You know, it's the monster. The horse is so fucking big and it takes up so much of the screen that it's really hard to navigate through all that. And that is 100% correct. It is very hard to navigate through that and find out where the weak spots are so you can take it down. That is my biggest issue, and it does kind of take away from the overall fight. But goddamn, dude, that cinematic feel. I recommend people, if you don't even want to play the game, the DLC, go watch that final mission. It is fucking awesome. Awesome.
Yes, dude.
Best mission of the DLC, best mission of the game, period. Book it. Write it down. I said
Time stamped.
time stamped. All right, let's close this out with our weekly recommendations. Sir, what do you recommend to these fine people?
So I'm going to recommend that anime, Beast Tamer. It is definitely worth the watch. I don't say that very often, that it did not have a one boring episode. It did not. It was fantastic the whole way through. I mean, it got
full disclaimer.
The last episode, don't get me wrong, was a little like almost unwatchable, but it was still good. Like they made it worth. They drew it out enough to where it was not bad. It started bumpy though. It started bumpy.
Full disclaimer. This is a safe space, guys. We will not judge you if you have bestiality after watching this, okay? But you're going to have to let us know in the Discord by going to patreon.com/2game, or let us know in the comments on YouTube. This is kind of bestiality or not, because I need to fucking know. For a friend. For a friend.
We're asking for definitely for friends. Definitely for friends. Not us.
Not for me. Not for me.
This is for global. This is global recognition.
This is research.
It is.
Science. My week recommendation is actually going to be Sleep Token. Highly recommend checking out their new album, Take Me Back to Eden. It is a great blend of different genres. Sleep Token is kind of like Bring Me to the Horizon in a sense that they don't do the same music, but in a sense that they're their own genre at this point. They could legitimately do whatever they want and people will love it. They had a song. It'll go from synth to like R&B to rap to fucking deathcore. It's all over the place in terms of what they're doing musically, and it is so refreshing what they do on this fucking album. And every song is fucking incredible. They do callbacks to some of their previous albums, which is I get horny over that shit, man. It's so fucking good. Then I listened to a couple of their other albums. I had reviewed This Place Will Become Your Tomb back on the podcast a while back, and didn't really like it a whole lot. But now that I've kind of sucked into them, absolutely love that album. Thank you. And then Sundowning, which is a little bit slower of an album, but that's great too. So highly recommend go and check them out. If you've listened to them and you think to yourself, I just can't get into them, check out Take Me Back to Eden first and then go back, because that's what got me hooked onto them. And I've been listening to them pretty much nonstop. But, sir, I appreciate you joining me, sir.
I'm always here for you, sir.
Oh, I like you, Daddy.
Oh, no, puppy.
Oh, puppy. All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it from us. We appreciate y'all supporting us. If you want to support us financially, patreon.com/2game. Join us at any of the DBZ tiers, Kaioken, Super Saiyan, whatever. Join us there. You get access to our Patreon, which is where you become a creator/producer of all of our content. We appreciate y'all supporting us by clicking on this episode and listening to us. Again, if you are listening to the audio-only version of the podcast, click the link below. That will send you to YouTube. And then YouTube, if you only want to listen to the audio only, you don't want to look at us for whatever reason. I mean, I want to stare at Christian all day. That's just me, though. Then you click that link, and it'll send you to Spotify. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast listening apps. But that's going to be it from us, guys. And we will catch y'all next time on another episode. Laters.